Good morning and happy Friday. It is currently 4:51 in the morning, and it has been one of those mornings, the mornings where you're constantly nonstop thinking about the business. What are you going to do? How can we make 30 grand this month? How can we 10x profits? How can we increase our ROI? How can we decrease expenses? All these things that are just twirling in my head, and I have multiple pages of notes just from today about different ideas. It's my little quick jot notebook. Anyhow, it's about 5 a.m., so I'm going to the gym. It's Friday. I was supposed to have a meeting today, but it got canceled. So I'm glad, because I am supposed to get a newsletter. We have a bi-weekly newsletter with one of my clients, and it's supposed to go out today, and it'll give me some time to work on that. Yesterday, I actually did not film, and it's just because I had such a crazy busy day. But we're going to talk about yesterday as well, because we picked up basically 2 new clients, which is awesome. So I'll kind of talk about that. But for right now, I'm hitting gym. I want to get there by 5. It's only like 10 minutes away. And then we're going to come back, and we are going to figure out what tasks we're going to knock out today, and then we're going to attack them. All right, so I just came into the sauna, and I don't normally bring my phone in here, especially a camera, but this is how my brain works. So as I'm working out, I'm sitting there on the bench, and I'm thinking, constantly about the business, how can I grow? What can I do? And I just had this, what I think is a really good idea, being able to host a free, capital FREE, event at one of my clients' restaurants to be able to bring foot traffic to his business while hosting a free event for video editing, people who want to learn how to video edit in a professional setting. And then that would drive traffic to the restaurant as well, where we will run specials or deals for people who are at the event. So say myself and 10 other people, where I'm teaching them the basics of video editing. And I think at first we start as a free one-time event. And then if people are interested, I can then charge for people to come to this weekly class. So that's just the idea that I had, because ultimately, if I get people who are interested in a weekly course, great. But I'm also thinking, A, giving back to the community, helping people learn something for free, and then C, be able to potentially get new clients if someone is interested in my services. And then D, bringing business to one of my clients. So that is what's been on my mind and what I'm thinking about. And I'm pretty excited about it. So I already wrote a text to my client. I wanted to pick his brain on the idea. And, it's a little after 6, so he probably won't get back with me for a little bit, but that's fine. But it was just an idea, and I really like the idea. And I think it's something that we can definitely build with and build on. So when you're in business and you're an entrepreneur, this is your number one asset, but it's also your number one enemy. You need to learn how to leverage it to your positive and to your advantage, because it's the most powerful thing in the world. But with that also being said, you also need to be able to turn it off. And sometimes I can't, but it can also be a benefit. Here we are right now. This is a benefit. All right. And we're home. Stopped at Dunkin', pick up the pregnant wife some donuts for breakfast when she wakes up. but I had to get myself a coffee and I need to shower. I normally don't shower after the gym there because it's so busy. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about Crunch Fitness, at least where we are. It does not matter if you go the moment they open or you're there 5 minutes before they close, the place is packed all the time. Something I don't like. But the reason I go there is because of the sauna. And the sauna is like my go to after a workout, or sometimes just going there just to clear your head and just sit in there is just amazing. Um, but ultimately, I just don't really shower there because it's just too busy. And when I only live like 5-10 minutes away, just get in the car, come home. It's just easier that way. So I'm about to go do that. I was just talking to my real estate partner yesterday, last night, and I think the first thing I'm going to do today is he sent me a property in Arkansas. So I think I'm going to do some research and look at this place right here and do some research on this. Got all the different analytics up and kind of figure out if this property would be worth it or not to purchase. So I'm going to get a shower and I'm going to pull up some data and do some research, look at some FMRs in that area, fair market rent, if you don't know what that is, and then kind of decide whether or not we should reach out to the realtor, which it's Friday, and I can be the first person to call on a Friday morning, the realtor, which I would love to do. So that's the plan. So I find it very important to be able to get out of the house and also try new places. In your mind, if you're always in the same place, say an office space, or you're not taking your mind to a new location, your mind becomes stagnant. And when your mind becomes stagnant, you lose all sense of creativity, and you also become very mundane in the actions that you're taking. You're not thinking outside the box. And this is something that I've talked about a lot. One of my former business partners, I really struggled with him in regards to this. When you show up every day to the same place and you never try anything new, your mind becomes screaming. It wants to scream to get me out of here. Bring me somewhere else. Now, maybe not everyone's mind works like that, but mine does. And if I'm going to constantly innovate and come up with new strategies and new techniques, and I'm going to execute on the work that I need to, getting into a different environment is key. I say all that to say currently heading to a new coffee shop. It's not new, it's just new to me. But it's out on the island. So we live in Southwest Florida, and this is out on the island. So I'm driving about 15 minutes out there, but the place is open until 3. It's currently noon, and they have really good reviews. And it looks like a small, just cafe vibe out on the water. It's right on the I don't know if it's the river. I didn't look hard enough. I think it's on the river. So anyhow, I spent 2 minutes telling you about that, but that's currently where I'm heading, and going to try to get our mind moving along. Let me tell you what, this place is awesome. So like I said, this is my first time here. Check out the view. There's signs everywhere for alligators and snakes, and there's some turtles in there. But, that's just Florida. But anyhow, I was here for about 2 hours. They close at 2, and ultimately got a lot of work done. Just focused on some graphic design stuff. I had to get some content out for clients. And other than that, really cool place. It's called Pine Island Getaway Cafe. Pine Island is exactly what it sounds like. It's an island right by my house. So it's always nice to come out here. It's very tropical, and a lot of people vacation here, but it gets absolutely ravaged by hurricanes during hurricane season. So right now they're actually rebuilding quite a lot. But anyhow, they're closing up, so I'm gonna head back home and figure out what the next thing is on my to-do list for today. So earlier when we were on the way to the cafe, I told you about being able to get out, let your mind escape, switch it up, go to new places. I mentioned in a video probably 3 or 4 videos ago, it was the video talking about working for myself after 8 years, kind of what I've learned. In that video, I talked about stress and how if you don't do well with stress and you don't manage stress well, then there is no spot for you in business, because unfortunately it's a very dog eat dog and it's a very stressful thing. So how do you manage that stress? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Outside of switching it up and going to places that allow your mind to escape, it's about going to places that are tranquil in nature, or just getting out and doing something or break up the monotony of your day. So even if you're not going to a different cafe or a different coffee shop to get your work done, coming to a place that allows you to just kind of escape your mind. And I come here maybe once or twice a month. I'm still on the island. I'm on actually right now I'm at Matlacha, so still at an island. But this is again about 5 minutes from my house. The basketball court where I normally play basketball and work out in is just right across right across this little strip of sand. But it's basically kind of like there's a pier, and there is a park for kids. There's a running track, and right here is just right by the water. You could probably hear the water right now, but it's sand. Woo. I say that, and I literally, all of a sudden, the place I've been standing for quite some time, all of a sudden, just got super, super tide heavy, and now the water is coming in. But as you can see behind me, it's just absolutely beautiful. So sometimes taking some time out of your day to come to a place like this and just escape and just be able to clear your mind of what it is that's been bothering you or the things that you're going through. And this is like a whole area. This is all just sand. This is all the water over here. But I know what everybody's going to say. Oh, well, when you live in a place like Florida, you know, it's easy. It's easy to find places like that. Well, first off, there's a reason why I moved to Florida. Second off, that's not true. Anywhere that you go, you can find places like this, no matter where you live. When I was on the road as a truck driver, I would find places like this every single place that I went. It didn't matter where I went, I would still find places to be able to go and explore and really just kind of escape life. There is a massive iguana here. Well, he ran away, but I think you got a little bit of a glimpse of him. The point is, no matter where you are, there's always places like this. They might be a different biome, but there's still places like this. When I lived in Ohio, my wife and I would always find these nature trails, and you would walk 2 miles into basically the forest or the woods and just be able to really escape. So no matter where you are, there's always places like this. You know, I can think of like Amarillo, Texas has some insane spots. LA, some incredible spots. Some of my favorite places I've ever been are just outside of downtown LA, and you would never even know that they exist. There's a couple really cool places in Kansas, especially like the Wichita area that I've found that are really nice. Colorado, loaded with them in the mountains. My point being is that don't allow yourself to fall into this trap of life being so stressful and so overwhelming. I don't care if you're in business or not, even in your 9 to 5, just in life in general. This is not even a business tip. This is just being in life every day. Make sure you're going out, you're exploring, you're finding places that bring you some sort of joy, some sort of relaxation and tranquility. And if you do that, you're going to de-stress your life. It's not always going to work 100%. It's not always going to be a one-to-one fix, but it's going to help. So anyhow, that's going to wrap up today's video. It is about 4 o'clock. I got to head home. I got to work on a few real estate things with the business partner. And I also got to, I think I've got to call a realtor. I've got to finish editing a website. So those are the things that I'm going to go do. But this video has gone on long enough. Anyhow, if you guys like this type of content, let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to hit the like button, because if you haven't seen my other videos, I'm really trying to get monetized. This is something that I really just want to put out there for the world. I've been having this YouTube channel for 8 years, but I've always been too professional with it. And because of that, I've never really just put stuff out. So we're now raw. We're just coming here. We're showing the day in the life every day, behind the scenes of the businesses, how we do things, learning along the way, sharing tips and tricks that I've learned that can help me, that can help you. And if that's something that you enjoy, then please hit the subscribe button. It'd mean the world to me. I'm really trying to get monetized here. 2025 has been an excellent year so far. Big things are coming, and I'm really looking forward to growing this channel. So if that's you, hit the subscribe button. Outside of that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, and remember, you create your own story.